Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dragon Talk. How's it going? I am Greg Tito, and I'm joined by Shelley Mazanoble.
Hello, hello.
And two awesome gentlemen, Mr. Matthew Lillard and Mark Holmes.
Hello.
How's it going?
Amazing. I'm trying to tweet us out. That's what the kids do. They tweet.
That's true. They
Tweet
use
us out to the kids.
the social medias. Exactly. And Mark, how are you doing all the way from the UK? It's like 10 p.m. your time, right?
It is 10 p.m., but I'm up at this time anyway. I'm either writing D&D or I'm playing games or doing something, so this is no thing for me. I'm doing good. Had a really busy day of fun recordings and prepping awesome D&D stuff, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
That's right. Yes.
No, we got you on here to talk about the big wedding this weekend.
Oh,
right?
I am the wrong person to ask about that. I avoided it as anything I could get away from.
Are you
so-
allowed to avoid it? I didn't think that would even be possible.
Well, look, it might be, maybe don't let the police hear about it. But yeah, I was trying to stay away as far as possible.
I did not get up at 4 a.m., but I watched it on tape delay, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I am not the guy to like it.
I know.
It's not my thing, but my wife and my kids watching it. I'm like, I'll watch for 2 sec cries.
Cries.
I know. I actually didn't think you'd think I would be totally into it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll catch I just want to see the dress and who
was-
was there. But
I was
actually
interested
did
in,
watch it, and I thought it was good.
I was interested in the whole secession and how it changed up the secession
Yeah.
of who's going to be king or queen if something happens. That's what I was researching last night after the royal wedding.
Yeah. It's quite interesting because he's like 6th in line or something like that, which
Right.
you would think that he'd be higher up than.
Than
It's
like
kind of weird.
like a brand new
How is
baby.
he 6th? Shouldn't he be 2nd or 3rd at this point?
No,
think-
all of William's kids are ahead of him.
No.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he keeps having more babies. I would be like, no! I
I didn't know there was 3 babies already.
There's
That's
3 babies.
higher rank than the guy who got married on Saturday.
He's basically useless.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. Mark, are you the people paying for this wedding? This $43 million wedding?
I think that there's definitely, the nice thing with the royal family bring in a lot of tourism and things like that. So I'm guessing that they do earn their own sort of money coming in. But yeah, it will come out of, national insurance and tax and stuff like that as well. This is the thing with a monarchy, somebody's got to pay for those palaces and everything else. And I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm sure it's not a huge amount of money that comes out of my paycheck.
I think
yeah.
it's ripe for a D&D parody, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're
Royal
going to be...
wedding. Oh, yeah, damn. Why didn't I think of that? I should have absolutely done that. God damn it.
Exactly. The people rise up. The adventurers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Waterdeep wedding of the thing or something like that, yeah.
So you two are playing together in a game for the Stream of Many Eyes. Our big event will be throwing off the next big Dungeons & Dragons storyline. And I want to talk to you guys because I don't think you guys have actually met ever before. Is that right?
No, we met last year at the street,
We
but
did.
very briefly. I was so enamored with his handsome, boyish good looks that I stayed afar. I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable.
That's probably
No,
good.
what are you talking about? It's the celebrity thing. I was so starstruck last year. There were so many people there. I was like, oh my god, these are these people, and just getting completely thrown away. Because I think we played in the game with Ruti, right? I think you were on the far end of the table
that's
from
right.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So we didn't get to
right?
chat
Yeah.
too much.
Wait, is that right?
I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe.
It's all a blur.
It's all a blur. I was so drunk the entire time.
There was so much storytelling.
Drunk
Yeah.
on storytelling.
That's where you and I became buddies.
That's right.
Right before that event, you were like, "Come up to this thing." I'm like, "I don't know. That sounds crazy." And I had started my baptism by fire with the my relationship with Dungeons and Dragons.
It's true. It's true. I don't know. I don't think you knew what to expect at all coming up to the Stream of Annihilation.
No, I don't think
you?
anyone did. It was
Yeah,
the
I don't think
street
Oh,
of
yeah.
annihilation.
First one.
It has never happened before.
Yeah. And so for this one, we decided to make it even more question marks for everyone.
Well, this is crazy. I mean, how much have you talked about how amazing the thing is you're creating? I mean, do people know how sort of it's a total game-changing moment?
We haven't really explained what's going to happen. I think now
What
is
are you
probably
waiting
Now
for?
is a good
Tell me.
time.
now is the perfect time,
Considering you
right?
probably got a few tickets left.
All right, so we're basically in 2 studios in Los Angeles creating a recreation of a few city blocks of the city of Waterdeep. It is going to be huge.
Insane.
There will be the Yawning Portal. There will be a few other
We lost them.
amazing stuff going on, and people will be in costume performing as characters, as Dungeons and Dragons characters throughout. And then the people who come. Now, my most exciting part about that is on Sunday, we're going to be able to invite the public to come in and see this amazing thing. You can buy tickets now to see these two play together along with 3 cast members from Critical Role, which is going to be awesome. I think, Matt, you might have met a couple of them last year for the Stream of Annihilation, but I don't think Ashley Johnson was there. She gets to play. I don't think Sam Riegel was there last year either, too, so you get to play with her.
Yep.
No, that's good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Lovely people.
So that's a quick taste, but I think we're going to be getting out even more and more information from the Dungeons and Dragons channels to talk all about it. But it's going to be an immersive event.
Huge.
You're going to feel like you're there.
Huge.
Yep.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, I just can't wait to.
I said to you last year afterwards. I said after Stream of Annihilation, I was like, we're going to look back on this moment in like 20 years, and you're going to remember that first one, because I think it's going to keep growing like this, because I think that people love it. I think the phenomenon of Twitch and people watching people game to come and watch live gaming, I think it's like next level.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
He'll be selling out
that,
stadiums.
well,
Yeah.
if you had said that you could, like, with Overwatch, that you could have a league where kids are making millions of dollars and win and lose championships, like, you would never have thought of that when Atari came out, right?
No.
Yeah, so when you
sure.
you see the writing on the wall and you see it growing and changing, you're totally right.
Yeah,
awesome.
And we did for High Rollers. We actually earlier this year, we did a big live show at a big event here in the UK, and it was like a full stage production. We had like lights, we had a set built for us. They built like a fake fireplace, and you see it with PAX and the Ack Inc. stuff as well. Like, the live D&D thing is such a unique experience because you know that it's not scripted, it's all happening, the dice are changing everything, it's an event to be there with. And I think that, like Matt said, like that's the next level, like that's, you go from streaming it to being there in an audience watching it live. Like, it's crazy.
And how many people showed up?
We had about 500, I think, for our Insomnia live show. So and that's like in the UK is quite small, like this is in
half the
not
country.
everybody can reach it. So pretty much, yeah, Shelley, it's not far off. But yeah, no, it was really, really exciting, and there's definitely a unique experience of being out on stage and looking out at this huge crowd of people with all these screens and everyone's in costume and stuff like that. And
I love that.
Realizing that they're there to watch you play D&D. Like, it's kind of, you don't see that with Twitch streaming. Like, they're just a number on a screen. But to actually see them there is...
I love the fact as you're selling it, you said, we had a fireplace on stage.
Yeah.
I love that the poster for the show was like, a fireplace on stage.
It was so good, man. Seriously. It was like this super cool prop fireplace. We had like these big comfy chairs. I had a throne. It was amazing. I love it.
Oh, that is cool.
I loved it. It was a great show. Great show. They had a fireplace. So
I'm expecting a lot of this at the Stream of Many Eyes. I'm expecting a lot of mocking of my accent for being the only Brit there.
No.
So.
Just the fascination with the fireplace on stage.
Wait till you see the accents that the cast members are going to be bringing. I feel like I heard there was a Russian accent being bandied about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sam Riegel is going to be using a Russian accent. I don't know if, Matt, you want to give hints on what you're thinking of.
Shiver me timbers, I will say that I would love the people to name my character, and I will build my character around the greatest name.
There was that Twitter thread was going nuts over the weekend. I saw a lot of people giving suggestions. Any good ones? Any front runners so far?
What's the top contenders?
I haven't really, but my son won a big soccer tournament this weekend. And I'm also very old. Like, I am not a dude that spends a lot of time on Twitter. I like to say political things, and I like to tweet when I'm pretty drunk.
Just like our president.
Hey!
Interesting.
Way to bring it all around.
Yeah.
So I haven't got into it yet, but I'm encouraging people to give their last minute suggestions.
Nice, I liked them. There was a bunch going on.
Those are really good ones.
Mark, do you want to talk? Do you know what the adventure, even just like broad strokes of what you might be thinking about running for these guys?
Yeah. So the kind of the elevator pitch I sent to the players was this is going to be D&D meets Mission Impossible. So it's called Adventure Impractical. And it's basically, they're going to be playing like a secret operative team of different skills and versatilities, doing something in a big city for some important people. I don't want to give away too much more, but kind of a Mission Impossible vibe, lots of dramatic twists and turns. I've got some fun little mechanical ideas I want to throw in there and stuff like that. And Sam Riegel, I think, is going to go with a roguish kind of Russian, ex-criminal kind of type, and we're going to see how everyone's going to mix in with that as well.
If someone doesn't like pull off her mask at some point and be the villain the whole time, I will be super pissed.
I'm hoping to get that stuff in there. Like, I want as many bad Mission Impossible tropes. I've actually asked Chris Stropp from High Rollers, who came to the last one. I've asked him if he will do some music for me, because he loves making music. I've asked him if he can do me like a D&D version of the Mission Impossible theme, so I can play that at some point.
That's good, dude.
So Mark, you're running a game.
Yes.
Okay. And how are these groups assembled? How did you? Because it's not your regular.
We put them all together.
You just did you do that? Did you just say?
Some D&D kind of all got together and we're like, oh, these people would be great. These people would be perfect for this.
Now, do you know everybody in your group? And Matt, I'm assuming you're in this game.
I am in the game. I don't know anyone. I mean,
you don't know any.
Matt, no, but that's. I mean, Greg Tito's like the D&D pimp.
Yeah, I was gonna say matchmaker, but whatever, that works.
Matchmaker's nice.
Matchmaker is a much better way.
More PC.
So, what are the challenges though if you're running a game with people who haven't played D&D together before?
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting one. I'm quite lucky that because I know Matt and I know the Critical Role guys a little bit. I don't know Sam as well, but I know Taliesin and Ashley, in a vague capacity. Like, I've hung out with them a little bit. But for me, I find that whenever I'm doing stuff like this, because I've done a few one-shots or running games for friends, it's give them a really clear objective. So that's why the kind of Mission Impossible heisty kind of thing works, because you're like, you don't need to worry about oh, how did we all meet or what are we going to do? It's like, hey, you're all together in this group. You need to do this thing, go nuts and come up with crazy ways in how you make that happen. And I think that helps, giving people a really focused goal. And then it's also, I know that these guys are all comedians and are very witty and very funny, and I'm going to give them plenty of opportunities to shine with that by just throwing curveballs at them the whole time, because exactly.
That's the catchphrase that will be bandied about.
I think that could be your character's name, quite honestly.
That might be.
Shivers.
Feel free to
Shivers. I like Shivers. That's a good name.
Shivers. Now you good.
Shivers McTimbers.
Matt, you had a memorable turn as a bag of nails on Dice Camera Action. They're going to be there performing also on Sunday in costume, which should be tons of fun. And so I don't know, who knows? Do you have a cat costume that you could put on?
I wish. That'd be so sad if I just came in like a Lycra cat uniform. By the way, nobody asked me to play Bag of Nails in that game. If they did, you may have seen a cat costume.
Consider this the invitation then. If you would like.
The people are asking, yes.
A Lycra cat uniform? That'd be pretty awesome.
I mean, with some clothes on top of it, of course. It has to be.
Dude, no way.
No. Maybe a little collar.
Full body on full display.
Look what you've started.
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. Even just for a cameo, just to walk in. Hey, how's it going? Meow.
Following the dragon.
Meow.
That's a great little group, by the way. Those players are super fun.
Oh, they're great.
Committed. They're just when I joined, they just hit 1 million views. I mean, super successful. Chris Perkins, obviously a great DM. They're just really talented players. It's that thing where they're invested in their character. They're invested in the story.
Oh, yeah. God, they're so invested. I got to do an episode with them of just where Chris was away, and it was just all RP, and it was all kind of just backstory stuff. And it's so nice with people that are so invested in the emotional side of their characters, it's something where you get I don't always get that with my group, and so it's super cool to be involved with that stuff. They're such lovely people.
Well, it's so funny. I think that the funny thing about players is that they always say they want combat, but the reality is the fun of the game is in those sort of role playing moments. I mean, you don't want to you don't want a week's worth of role playing, But the moment before, the moment after, that's the kind of stuff, that's the fellowship, that's the connectivity of sitting around the table that brings you back. I mean, yes, you can roll crits, and there's nothing better than destroying, calling your shot and destroying the giant beast. But it's the time before and sitting around and BSing with each other that makes the game so great.
It's the secret behind, action movies, like everyone's like, oh, the action was so great. But if you didn't have that connective tissue of like why the main character was doing this or the resolution moments, like it wouldn't feel fun. It just feels, oh, I just saw some stuff blow up. But if it doesn't have any meaning.
It's the great storytelling. It's storytelling, right? It's group storytelling, that shared story that takes place. And, I've been playing with the same group of guys since we were 21. I'm 48 years old. And those guys are my best friends. And we've been playing, since that whole time. So.
The same group? Really?
Yeah.
Like more than 25 years.
At some point. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. But, we've been playing since we were at theater school in 1991 in New York City. Wow. And instead of going to a bar after the Super Bowl, we decided to go back to the theater and roll up characters and start playing again, just for a lark, like playing one time. And it sort of has defined our lives.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
And those are the group that came up for the stream of Annihilation.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the group that we're, together. I mean, it's kind of, it's not really out there yet, but we just started a company based around, we're licensee of Dungeons and Dragons. And on the 21st at the stream, we're launching our product. So
it's true. On June 1st.
On June 1st. So this is our logo, actually.
Oh, nice. You wore it. I didn't wear mine because I thought it would be weird.
Well, what's so funny is I actually didn't change. I had this on before we started talking. That's how weird that is. But we, it's the same group of guys. We started playing when we were 21, and it's like a midlife crisis. Like all of us are sort of relatively successful in our lives and relatively happy, and we're like, we want to do something else, and we are taking this crazy. We are rolling this like epic 20-sided die and trying to hit we're trying to make our save.
Nice.
I can't wait for more people to find out what that's all about. I've had it in my head for a couple of months now, and I want everybody to know about it on June 1st. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. What? I mean, I know we haven't given too much away of what's happening with the Stream of Many Eyes, but what are you guys looking forward to the most for that weekend?
Well, I think for me, I'm doing something on the Saturday, and I don't want to talk too much, but that's going to be really cool. Doing some stuff with some people. Again, I'm looking at Greg, and I'm like watching his facial expression to see how much I can say. No, doing something really cool on the Saturday.
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, there's a very special thing that I don't know. Are you doing? I mean, there's one thing that's like a huge thing that I'm super excited about, but I think it's on the DL.
It is in the DL, but I think if there was ever a time to talk about it, Mark, I think now is the time.
What?
Okay, so on Saturday,
why not?
Yeah, this is going to be breaking news kind of stuff. So on Saturday, I'm going to be joining a bunch of awesome players, including Satine and Jared, and some others as well. And we are going to be doing a very cool, kind of almost live format game, 3 sessions. Where we are going to be GM'd by Ivan Van Norman in a kind of mix of D&D and live action. We're going to be dressed up in costumes, doing cool stuff, interacting in cool ways. I'm going to be part of that. I was originally going to be trying to pull off a tiefling. I was going to get a friend to make me some prosthetic horns and some things like that. Sadly, I'm probably not going to be able to do that now, so I might just have to be a boring old human or half-elf. But it's going to be really cool. I don't want to give away anybody else's characters, but it's going to be super exciting to do that, because I'm a big LARP guy. Like, I go to LARP here in the UK, and so getting to kind of merge those two realms is going to be really awesome.
Yeah, as well as theater, like there's going to be all kinds of things. Other actors are going to be playing NPCs that you might be interacting with on a set that looks as what your D&D game would look like if you were imagining it, right? Or one version of which. So a heightened version of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be like the most immersive thing, and I just like to do that with Wizards officially as part of the stream and be there dressed up. Like, that's for me. Like, I'm like super excited about that. So
nice.
Will there be a fireplace?
That's
the Brits love their fireplace.
That's where it all falls apart. There will be no fireplace. There may be
You've let me down.
a forge. Does a forge count?
Oh, that's
it's
pretty
close
good.
enough.
Yeah?
Close enough.
All right, good. Phew. We got that. We got a blacksmith. We're all good.
I have something else, but I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it. Literally.
Now I want to know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, no, I don't think you're allowed to talk about that.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I want to know.
Super on the DL, right?
I think so.
Just say it and we'll bleep it.
No.
No, this goes on the live stream. We'll bleep it.
He's just. I love your little mischievous face there. Just say it.
We'll
Say
bleep
it. Like,
Just one time.
We're not on the Andrew Dice Clay 8-second delay here.
You know what the funny thing is that I'm excited to get to sort of know all the groups better. I mean, there's a couple new groups that weren't there last year.
Yeah.
There's a couple groups, that last year, like we were really on the outside. We didn't really understand the community of it. And I'd never played in a live stream game. I didn't even know live streaming was a thing. And I think that this time I'm keenly interested in like engaging and like getting to know the community a little better and reaching out and sharing the thing that we're creating and see if we can engage in different platforms with different people and get to know different groups and
yeah.
hopefully work my way into a couple, I mean, my whole thing is if I could play all the time,
Yeah.
I mean, so maybe I can maybe I'm going to try to be really nice and charming and suck up to people so that they let me play in their game. That's
Just take that cat costume on the road.
That's right.
You'd be good.
Wait, no, not. You said charming, right?
Yeah, we're gonna.
not creepy old man.
Just standing there awkwardly in the corner.
I'm gonna bounce. I just want to share real quick. My daughters have created a all kids art gallery and performance to benefit a charity in my hometown. So I'm gonna go. They start their benefit in an hour and a half. So I just want to pop in here and say, you guys should all come check out the stream. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be amazing. The things that you're doing. I think it's interesting that you're slow playing it because it's like this epic experience.
Yeah.
And you're slow playing the release, which I don't understand. That people buy tickets and go and hang out and walk around in such a crazy way. It's going to be amazing. I just think you should tell the people. Give them what they want, damn it.
We're telling them now. We did it. It's happening. We're out there. So thanks so much.
I told them everything. Like there's so much to share.
There is a lot. There is a lot, but everybody's going to get it that weekend. It's hard when you like promote the promotion. It's always difficult. We'll get better at that. But I do want to say, yes, tickets are still available to see your guys' game. I believe it's happening first. It's going to be the 11 a.m. Start time on Sunday, June 3rd. Grab your tickets now. It's at dnd.wizards.com/SOME where you can grab those tickets, and you get so much. You'll be able to watch these guys play for an hour and a half to 2 hours. You'll get a bag of Dungeons & Dragons merchandise. You'll be able to do the tour over the entire set that we were just talking about and interact with all of these people. It should be fun. So grab it now while you can.
I only play Dungeons & Dragons in the nude, just so you know.
Oh, I'm glad I know this now. Okay.
All right, I'm out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Good talking to you.
All right, Mark, we'll stick around with you and peg you with even more questions.
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Have fun at your fundraiser if you can. Nice. Oh,
Whoa.
Pelham Green with the
That
perfect
was
transition there.
Beautiful.
Looking good.
Wow.
I'm waiting to see it, but yeah, that's going to work perfectly.
Yeah. I am excited about this blend of theater and D&D and all the fun stuff
But
going on.
that will be live streamed. We'll all get to see it.
It will be live
Those
streamed.
of us who don't get to go.
That'll be on June 2nd. You can watch that all. I believe that starts at 11 a.m. That starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Whoa.
And we'll be going for 10 hours. Non-stop.
What?
It'll go from game to game to game to game to session to session to session. There will be no breaks.
It's going to be a hardcore one.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be fun.
But not just that live game. There's other sit-down.
There's 7 sessions total on Saturday.
Not just the LARPing part. Though.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it alternates between on-the-table ones. And what I was going to
love
tell you guys is that one of the great things about Stream of Annihilation I wanted was to have other streamers be able to watch other people perform live last year. But the way we had it set up, it was kind of difficult. There wasn't really like a space for people to watch. And I think because it was a soundstage kind of feel, it didn't make as much sense. With this one, we have seats and risers there for the public for when they come on Sunday. But on Friday and Saturday, everybody can watch and pay attention and get a kick out of being there and supporting their fellow streamers and stuff. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that'll be awesome because I remember watching it last time, and I think I wanted to be in the audience, and I was like, "Woo, yeah!" Like when somebody was streaming, and there was like an awkward, like, "Are we allowed to do that?" kind of moment, and I was just like, "Oh no, I've ruined it," and it kind of shuffling away, like, because feeling awful. But yeah, like watching the games is the best thing for me. Like being able to see all these community leaders and the people that I have been inspired by and look up to, being able to watch their games is so much fun for me. Like getting out to be over there and chat to these people and stuff like that is just so awesome.
Yeah, it's like a melding of minds coming all these people together because, last year I think it was the first time that a lot of folks had even met or been in the same vicinity with each other. And so it's nice to do this again and get that almost feel like, oh, this is like an annual thing now.
Yeah, and it really is so important, especially because, being in the UK, like, we are not separated, but obviously there's the time zone difference and things there. And while I know Matt, it was like being able to like meet Jerry Hawkins and Chris Perkins. For me, like that was it was the best thing in the world. Like the stream last year was so good, and I really hope that people watch the stream of Many Eyes because it's just going to be so fantastic. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love that shot of, I think it was, I don't even know if there was an actual photo taken, but I have one in my mind of, those people you just met, you and Matthew Mercer and Jerry and Chris Perkins all just kind of shooting the shit in the side area there too. So it was more of that. I want to just get this melding of minds happening.
That was my favorite part last year, was seeing all of the different groups so excited to meet each other, and it was just such like a nice, fun atmosphere. There's no competition.
Yeah,
it's just very D&D. It's just everybody's working together and supporting the community and playing in each other's different games, and I liked that. Yeah. It was a good vibe.
It was a good vibe.
Yeah, it's super good vibe. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I think I was going to say, I think we've got plans potentially after things wrap up on Friday. A few of us D&D folks might be going out karaokeing as well. I know that me, Anna, and Matt have been chatting about maybe organizing a little D&D streamers karaoke time for Friday.
That is so fun. Yeah, the whole performance aspect, I think so many of us are theater nerds or performance people, and so having some kind of outlet for that, I think even Anna Prosser-Robertson has bandied about the idea of a D&D musical. So that's the next step. That's the next step is doing
obviously. Next year's live event needs to be a musical.
Benny from Dragon Friends to do like a live playing score.
And you know that some of Mercer and some of the Crit Roll guys know Lin-Manuel Miranda as well. Like maybe we could.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
If we can make that all combine into one thing.
Do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I have seen it.
Did you see him on it?
No, I didn't see Lin.
Oh God, it's really good.
Is it good?
Yeah, he's so funny. He's on for a lot of the most recent season.
Oh, I didn't see the most recent one.
It's really good.
Oh my God.
Just a little side.
Does he play? Is he nice or is he a mean version of?
He's a mean version.
That's always my favorite bit,
kind of a dick.
when they get to just like be as jerky as possible.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wasn't that in the most recent Saturday Night Live episode too? Like, wasn't there like something?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was some bit that he did that was great.
He clearly has a very good sense of humor.
He does indeed.
Yes.
He does indeed.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
So this event, the Stream of Many Eyes, is this the second time you'll be playing D&D in front of a live audience?
So we've done like little ones at Comic Cons because we have like a big London Comic Con. So we've done a couple there. So I guess, this will be like the third or fourth time, but this will be probably, the sort of the biggest one we've done so far, really. So, to be honest, I come from a theater background. Like being on stage doesn't really bother me. It's, I just relish in it. I'm just like, yes, give me the spotlight. And I just absorb in all of the attention. So I love it.
It makes you stronger.
Yes.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
Oh, that's good. I never got to that point. In any kind of performing, I was always terrified of being in the spotlight.
Weird.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
I think the only time I ever had stage fright was the first time because I'd done acting all as a kid and things like that, but I'd never done singing or dancing. And as part of my performing arts kind of degree and things like that, it was a course that I did, and they basically roped me into a musical and gave me the lead part, and it was the first time I had to sing in front of anybody.
Oh, wow.
And that was the only time I've ever just kind of gone and just completely panicked. But yeah, like that singing and dancing is still not my forte. Acting, fine with. Anything beyond that, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not a singer.
Not a singer either. Although I was in a couple musicals, but mostly as the the
You
dancer.
have to dance.
Yeah,
Or you
I could
would-
dance. I could dance, or at least I could follow choreography.
No, I can't.
Yeah, but
My mind
most of
just
the time I was just
freezes.
like watermelon.
Was that the secret?
No, because it makes your mouth looks like your mouth is moving, and as long as you're not you don't actually have to sing, you can just kind of look like you're singing.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good secret.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good tip.
we did that in
But
Oklahoma.
You do improv.
I know
You have?
I've never done comedy improv. No, I did stand up, which was hard because it's not somebody else's material. It's your material and
Exactly.
it's
It's
you.
way too vulnerable.
So it is super vulnerable.
And you're alone up there.
That was the stuff that I struggled with as far as stage fright goes. And it was once I got started, once I got on the stage and had a microphone in front of my hand, it was fine. But it was that like 2 or 3 day lead up into that I would just be like so panicked. Especially when you're doing new stuff because you have like no idea if it's going to work or not.
God, yeah.
Oh.
I can't imagine what that's like. Yeah, the stand-up stuff, I don't know how anybody can do it. Like, that's crazy to me.
And that's why you had to do it like every night. You had to like develop the muscle and the confidence to be like, all right, I bombed that night. Who cares?
Yeah.
And
And move on to the next one. Yeah.
Never got there.
Oh, that's a good point. I've just seen in chat that if we did do a D&D the musical, you could provide a good interpretive dance segment for us, Greg. You could provide a good, like a Greg Tito dance solo, and then it just cuts to you on the stage.
I mostly just involve voguing, I think.
I could do that.
I would
could
totally.
be in the
I would
dance.
totally do that. I would be happy to produce the D&D musical.
You could
okay,
stage
okay.
manage.
Exactly. I'll stage manage it and get it going, like I'm doing for the Stream Many Eyes. That's kind of the role I fell into, and I resisted it when I was a kid. I was like, no, I don't want to. I want to be a creator, a writer, not a producer. But now I've realized that producing is very much my creative outlet. Like that's the thing that I like doing. So. That's why next year we'll do it.
The D&D musical.
The D&D musical. I mean,
in upstate New York.
all
I
it
believe
takes-
we already have the location picked too.
right. We'll do it at Ithaca.
Yes,
Yes.
the Hangar Theater.
At the Hangar Theater. But that's all it takes is one person thinking this. And, a couple of people asked me, like, when did you start thinking about the Stream of Many Eyes? And it was like the week after the Stream of Annihilation. When I think Nathan Stewart was like, oh, I think I had this idea. And I was like, oh, yeah, I had this idea, but more. And he's like, okay, let's do that. And he's like, okay,
more
great.
extra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, the next stage up from what I know you've got planned for the Stream of Many Eyes, the only thing which you can do to top that will be D&D the musical. So you have to make it happen.
It's gonna have to happen.
It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. I'm going to start recruiting at the Stream of Many Eyes. I'll
I'm
be
good
like,
at rhyming. I can start working on some songs.
Yeah. Do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I think we'd have to do it right. You'd have to like have a few like really good rehearsed numbers, right? Like have a few that were like planned and executed really well, and then have a few moments and/or songs where it's like, okay, this is the gist, but we're gonna improvise it as we go. And
Well, especially if you can get like Benny, who's just like improv music master and stuff like that, like people can run with that stuff. That's the beautiful thing, like
Right.
and that would be super funny. Even if it was just like a little segment, kind of like we're doing the live action stuff for the Saturday, like just having like the one day which is the kind of musical day, and then like and then we'll do some normal D&D as well.
exactly right. Showing off the heightened version. This is what I dig. Is like the idea of not everybody's going to do this in their home game, and that's fine. And this is just like, oh, here's a aspirational thing if you want, or this is something that makes it more entertaining so that you can pick and choose different parts of that and use it in your game. But it doesn't have to be this direct comparison.
Yeah, and it's a spectacle, right? Like people love a good spectacle, and they love stuff which is larger than life. Because, like you said, not everybody can do that. Like that's one thing you see a lot on YouTube is people like who can do these extravagant, marvelous things. People love to watch that stuff because it's just not something they have access to in their life. So yeah, for sure, I think that kind of stuff goes down really well. That's kind of again why I'm super excited about doing it. So because it's a rare opportunity to do.
And so many people have been like, oh, wouldn't it be great if you could do this or X or or like make I mean. I haven't been watching this season of Westworld, but that idea of like, acting in a LARP that goes over for a whole weekend. We had Shaq from the Dragon Friends on here, and she was talking about her zombie game that she has been running and designing with David. And I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be great if that was a fantasy version of that? So that's another thing I'm going to try and bring in for next year is the D&D musical / LARP that's going to affect everyone.
Yeah, well, we've got Chris from High Rollers, like on my show, like we go to this, 2,000 people LARP in the UK where like, one day you have a massive battle where 1,000 people play orcs and then 1,000 people play their characters, and you have these huge battles out in these forests and fields, and all the orcs have got like latex Lord of the Rings masks and armor, and they look amazing. So, and it's just one of those weird things where like I've never seen anything else in my life where you just feel so in the moment, like I am really here kind of thing, and it's just super cool.
Yeah, that's next level stuff. All right.
Yeah.
I'm already making plans for the next stream. I love it.
I know, the wheels are turning.
Right. You guys are watching this all happen in real time. I love it.
Every chat's coming up with like loads of D&D parody musical songs, which I'm loving. Lauren Ober Crazy is coming up with so many. It's great.
Oh,
That's
I think
great.
Lauren's been waiting for this moment. Probably.
It's true. It's true. Oh, and that's something that I don't think we've really talked about for the Stream of Many Eyes, since this is our now get the word out podcast.
Yeah. What?
Is that Lauren is going to be playing music?
She's going to be
live.
there?
Oh, wow. Yeah, she will be there.
Oh, my God.
We saw her do her costume on Craft Hags just an hour ago or 2 hours ago. Danny Hartel is making her costume. She's going to be playing some music, as well as Jason Charles Miller,
awesome.
who plays during Sirens of the Realms. We're going to have some Sirens of the Realms performances as well, putting it all together. So there will be some music with a Stream of Many Eyes, but it'll be mostly through that. So when you come and buy your ticket and you are in line in various ways, you will be perhaps serenaded by some D&D music.
That sounds awesome.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
With I think Library Bards might also be in attendance for that.
Cool.
Doing some fun stuff. They do some great parodies that we're going to have the music background for that. It's going to be exciting. Maybe even some sword fighting to getting against some of the LARP and/or staged combat part of what's going on.
Real sword fighting?
Real sword fighting / fake sword fighting. The best approximation of sword fighting that you could possibly ever see.
Yeah.
Real swords?
Dull swords.
Dull, real swords.
Dull, real swords.
Okay.
Yeah. Safety first, Shelley.
Yep. No, that's good. We bought Quinn some foam swords this weekend at Great America.
Yeah.
And those things can hurt when you get whapped with them in the wrong way. So just be careful.
Do you have any experience with that, Mark?
I do, yeah. The stuff we use, the latex swords we use at our LARP, like, yeah, man, you get hit with one of those in the wrong way, and they can sting a little bit. So
they were a little stingy.
That was 24 points of damage you just took.
Yeah, absolutely. That kind of thing. Like, disabled on the ground, rolling around, and, people pointing at you and yelling magic missile, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always my favorite part of LARPing, where it's like, fireball, fireball, fireball.
So I know you can't talk about the story, right?
That's right.
Like
That's the one thing.
We're not giving everything away.
Yeah, that's the one thing that people will find out on June 1st, very early, though.
But Mark, you've seen chunks of the story?
I have. I've been kept in the dark on, like Greg mentioned, because I'm playing in the game. They've kind of, they've given me little tidbits. So I have a kind of a document which kind of outlines some of the main themes, because we're going to, be looking to run our own adventure later on down the line as well, based in the setting. So I've been kind of coming up with ideas and kind of thinking about how I want to run that and stuff. But it's going to be a lot of it's going to be new to me as well. So I'm excited to see all the details.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody is. They're waiting for more things to slip, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good enough time to stop before the temptation. Yeah, I know, right? We're all tempted to just be like, all right, here it is.
I know everything.
It goes like this, okay?
Okay.
Just leave it to our fans to leave no stone unturned when they're trying to look for this type of stuff.
I
right?
am trying to help them out. I'm trying. Greg's not giving it up.
Exactly. I think the only one who knows is Volo. He's the only one who actually really knows what's happening.
Yeah, maybe a bit of Mordenkainen might have a little some eyes on there as well. But yeah,
there's many eyes.
Many eyes. Exactly.
Good one.
I see what you're doing there. Have you been paying any attention to what Volo has been tweeting about recently?
Unfortunately, I haven't, just because time zones and just being super busy with High Rollers stuff. We're basically ending the High Rollers campaign for the next 2 years. So that's been my driving focus for the last few weeks. So I've not, but I will have to go and check him out and see what he's been up to. So
yeah, well, talk a little bit about that the 2-year ending of High Rollers. That is such a milestone.
Yeah, so we think basically next Sunday, so the Sunday before the Stream of Many Eyes, is going to be the last episode of this first campaign. We are going to be doing a secondary campaign, probably starting around July 1st. But yeah, This has been 2 years. We started the show over 2 years ago now. And the party are level 15, and they're wrapping up the last loose thread of the stories that they've had. And then we're going to be starting afresh and brand new. And it's changed most of our lives. Like I'm now, this is my full-time job and everything. Whereas before I was, still a community manager and things. And yeah, it's just kind of changed so much. And it's just been amazing. It's been such a wonderful experience to do. And really exciting. Kind of bittersweet to end it, but it's kind of good because I've got that new DM thing of like, but now I want to do the next thing. And it's like, I want to do my new campaign. So I've got that to go as well, which is really exciting.
Are you going to do same game world in the next one, or is it going to be...
No, completely different. So it's going to be a homebrew world. So it's a homebrew world that I just want to completely... I've written so much for it, but yeah, it's kind of going to have new themes, new kind of ideas, and because the first one was really, we didn't think High Rollers would take off, right? We didn't think we'd be doing it 2.5 years later. Yeah. We thought, we'll do this for a couple of months, and then maybe we'll have to do something else. And then obviously it exploded and it got super popular and people really liked it. So the world was kind of really hastily put together, whereas this new one is one that I've been working on for some time. So hopefully it'll be a bit more detailed and involved.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, to have some foresight and be like, all right, now this is how I'm going to craft this, rather than, there's you can go back and forth like which is better, right? Like having, I think, the world you've been playing in, the improv nature of it probably informed a lot of it, and that's kind of a cool thing. But having some forethought and be like, all right, here's where I want to be at episode 50, episode 100, that type of thing.
Yeah, and it's also just like learning lessons from like doing streams for so long, as well, just like things that I've learned over streaming, because I wasn't a streamer before we started High Rollers, so just kind of learning the ways that the games are slightly different, and how we present information and providing recaps for things and breaking things down into manageable story arcs and stuff like that, because people want to catch up. So it's been really, really good. And it's there will still be a lot of chance to improv stuff, and the players are having a lot more input in the world this time. So I'm hopefully it will create some really fun stuff. But kind of crazy to think.
It is crazy to think that 2.5 years ago that's where you started, right? Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. And then to think that, as well, and like, doing things like the Stream of Many Eyes and Stream of Annihilation, like, again, if you could go back in time 5 years and tell Mark that's running his little game at home with his buddies and be like, hey, by the way, you're going to be doing this, you're going to meet Chris Perkins and stuff like that, I would never have believed it, like, it's just nuts to think I'm here now.
It's true. It's crazy how much just, Dungeons and Dragons has brought so many people together, and it continues to bring more and more. That's I don't know. It's
and how much the streaming world has grown.
Yeah.
In 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because there was no Critical Role, there was nothing else. Maybe JP from Roleplay might have been the only one who was playing online at that time.
Yeah, I think it was
consistently.
Yeah. Roleplay was doing the streaming thing. Obviously, I think like Ack Inc. were doing the podcasts and the live shows, and that was like a stepping stone. Me and Matt were talking about this on my podcast recently. How Roleplay and the Ack Inc. stuff kind of led the way, the groundwork, and then Crit Role obviously exploded, and then from there we got inspired. Like I've said to Matt and on stream before, like me and Chris, we made High Rollers because we loved what Matt was doing with Critical Role, and we wanted to do it as well. And I think that so many of the other shows have followed that and gone, man, this looks like a bunch of fun. I want to do it too. And they've now grown and blown up, and and it's just wonderful to see that it's so inspiring. And again, it's Shelley's mentioned earlier that it's not a competition. Like everybody's supporting each other's shows, and everybody's guesting on each other's shows where they can, and it's all cross promoted, and it's just wonderful. It's just really wonderful.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good stuff. Well, I can't wait.
Sorry to get mushy.
No, it's true. I can't wait to get to see you at the Stream of Many Eyes and have everybody feel that love together. Watch everybody's games. It's going to be great. So you are playing again. I think I said the first session 11 a.m. on Sunday, June 3rd. You can grab tickets now. Go to dnd.wizards.com/SOME. To do that, you'll get all the information of people who are coming. We're adding more and more information to that pretty much on a daily basis at this point. Did you know that Ed Greenwood is going to be there?
I didn't know.
Yes. Elminster
Awesome.
himself.
You're allowed to say
Elminster himself. Holy moly, that's great.
Yeah.
You are just breaking all sorts of news today.
It's true. It's true. I've been putting this together, so I'm like, now we can talk about it. Now is the time. The floodgates have opened. So it's going to be really cool just seeing him be a part of the kaleidoscope of Waterdeep there. It's going to be great.
Yep.
How can people get in touch? Maybe watch the last episode of High Rollers.
Oh, so if you'd like to watch High Rollers, we stream on the Yogscast Twitch. So it's twitch.tv/Yogscast, YOGSCAST. And it's every Sunday at 5 p.m. GMT, which I think is like 9 a.m. Pacific time. For the US. And that's every Sunday that we do that. And like I said, next week is our final episode. We'll be taking a short break, and then we'll be back July 1st with a brand new campaign. That's definitely one to come and check out because it'll be a fresh start. And if you'd like to follow me, I'm just at Sherlock_Hulmes, HULMES on Twitter. And yeah, I generally post on all the projects and stuff that I'm working on, guest shows that I do, and everything else. You can follow me on that. And yeah, I guess the only other thing to mention, I do also do a podcast called Tabletop Weekly, where I get GMs and board game people and wargaming people, and we talk about all sorts of things. We've had Matt on there. I'm hoping to have Matt Colville and a few others as well. And you can check that out as well.
Gosh, we mentioned so many people named Matt in this podcast.
I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of Matts. There's a lot of
There are a lot of Matts.
Ents.
A lot of Chris's, a lot of Matt's.
Yeah.
It's a curse of Dungeons and Dragons, but we're gonna get more Shellys,
No, I don't want any more Shellys.
more Christinas.
There's only one Shelley.
There should
more
only be
Deborahs.
one. There used to be 3, and now there's 1. Just me.
What happened to the other ones?
I got rid of them.
All right, they did not get a rose.
They did not.
Huh?
They were evicted from the house.
I got that reference.
That was good.
Yeah, that was for you.
That was for me.
Well, thanks again for chatting with us, Mark, and thank
my
you
pleasure.
to Matthew Lillard for joining us as well. I can't wait to see the two of you play together. I think that's gonna be lots of fun. All right,
It's
man.
gonna be great.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll stay here on the Twitches real quick. We're going to take a short break. We are going to have another interview. And, of course, my computer went down, but it's with Christina. What is her last name?
My girl crush.
Yeah, she is awesome. She is one of the new members of the Sirens of the Realm. She will also be at the stream of Many Eyes, so we can't wait to chat with her around 2 p.m. You might see me and Shelly do some... Oh, sorry, 3 p.m. Sorry, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And we might do some of those intros here in front of us right now. But in the meantime, go ahead and throw up some ads. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the Twitch channel. You are awesome. We appreciate all the support in making all of these shows better. And as a reward, you don't have to watch these ads.
But maybe they're good at it.
But maybe they're good ads, so you never know. Make it happen. All right, we'll be back definitely at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.